You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide.
What's good, Trey?
Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide.
Oh boy.
You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide.
What up? What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoeDotJ. This is the Mo you know. Today we got, I don't even know how to say this. Today we got a young man. I won't even say a young man because I think he's a year older than me. But we got a Councilman White out in DC, the 8th district, and the feds have picked him up for being a slime ball, a sleeves, accepting bribes, and we're gonna go over everything that's been happening leading up to this. But it didn't just happen overnight. It's always been there. It's always been signs. But when you call people out, especially those of your own color, your own kind, they always say you're hating. Now, I didn't know anything about the gentleman until he got arrested. He got arrested 2 days ago on the 19th. But I had other stuff going on. I didn't go live on Monday. I did want to. Give me a second. This damn plane flying over. But anyway, they got him. They got him. So we're gonna go over the District of Columbia. Let me see, who is this from? Yeah, this is the District Attorney's Office of DC. And yeah, man, they got him on tape. They got him in the whip, accepting envelopes of money. But oh well, let's see what this fool's talking about. All right, let me see. Get this right. All right. United States Attorney's Office, District of Columbia. We're gonna probably make this about an hour live, in and out, like a fast food restaurant. Um, DC council member arrested on bribery charge, Monday, August 19, 2024. Washington, Trayon White Sr., the DC council member representing Ward 8, was arrested yesterday on a criminal complaint charging him with bribery. White, 40, is the chair of the City Council's Committee of Recreation, Libraries, and Youth Affairs, which oversees several agencies, including the DC Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services, DYRC. The complaint alleges that beginning in June 2024, White corruptly agreed to accept $156,000 in cash payments in exchange for using his position as a DC council member to pressure government employees at Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, ONSI, and Dryers to extend several DC contracts. The contracts at issue were valued at $5.2 million and were for two companies to provide violence intervention services in DC. So it's probably looking for a kickback. We get you these $5.2 million contracts. You give me 156 up front. You give me maybe $10,000 a month out of that 5.2. It's common. It's common. I look out for you. You look out for me. As alleged, the $156,000 White agreed to accept in exchange for using his official position to pressure the renewal of those contracts to particular companies was 3% of the total contract value. According to the complaint, White's agreement with a confidential human source, the owner of the companies, including the source's payments to White of $35,000 in cash on 4 separate occasions: June 26th, July 17th, July 25th, and August 9th. So we collected the first payment on the 26th, 3 weeks later on the 17th, 8 days later on the 25th, 15 days later on the 9th. Oh, so he was doing it all the way up to right now. In a short showing White a document reflecting how White's 3% cut was calculated based on those contracts, a video captured. The arrest and charge was announced by U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Matthew M. Graves, FBI Special Agent in charge, David J. Scott of the Washington Field Office Criminal and Cyber Division, DC Inspector General Daniel Lucas, and Executive Special Agent in charge, Kareem A. Carter of the Internal Revenue Service. Boy, the IRS, whenever they get involved, everyone else you might be able to skate by. One person you can't outsmart is the I, the R, the S. Everybody else, you might be able to slip through the cracks, but the IRS, they don't let nothing slide. The Criminal Investigation IRS CI Washington, D.C. Field Office, because the investigation into the alleged bribery scheme involved contracts that could soon be awarded by other potential official acts that could be taken. Our office took swift steps to address the alleged crimes we were investigating, said U.S. Attorney Graves. This ongoing investigation is being handled by the U.S. Attorney's Office, District of Columbia, the FBI Washington Field Office, D.C. Office of the Inspector General, and the IRS Criminal Investigation of Washington, D.C. Field Office. All right, cool. Not too bad, not too shabby. It don't seem like he was really getting into too much fraud. I mean, he wanted 3%. Let me see. Was it 5.2 million times what? It was 0.3% times 0.03, 156,000. My thing is, if you're going to be collecting a bribe, if they're doing if they're doing a $5.2 million contract, let me at least get like 5%, 3% of 5.2, 156,000. Let me see something. Let me get 5%, 250, 260. That ain't much. Is it too much to ask to have my hand in the pot? Is it too much to ask for 5%? Well, anyway, they gave him 4 payments. And they said it was June 26th, 3 weeks later, July 17th, 8 days later, July 25th, and then 15 days later, August 9th. And the confidential human source was the owner of the company. So the companies that he was given the contract to was working with the feds. That means the company must have been approached by the FBI to flip on him. Because if they're getting this contract, why would they be working with the feds unless the feds found out that they were working? So now we got to figure out who was giving up this information for this company to be like, hey, he's trying to give us this contract, but he's bribing us. They may have said 1%. He was like, nah, I need 3% in order to get it. And they told the feds. Yeah, because if I'm getting a $5.2 million contract, why would I be talking to the feds? How does he, Tracy? See that? That's a slippery slope right there, Tracy. If we go into talking about how much Mr. White makes a year, then they're gonna say Mo is pocket watching. When all I'm doing is reading the documents. All I'm doing is reading the documents. Now, if I go find out how much Trayon White Sr. makes, I don't want to hear nobody saying Mo pocket watching. But let's go see how much a DC council member makes. Makes 140,000 as of 2018, while council chairman receives an annual 210. Now, I think White is the chair of the council, so he's making roughly 210 in 2018. That's 6 years ago, so let's just say roughly 230, 240. How much is DC council member? So in 2022, White was making 150. Yeah, he's making 154 in 2022. So let me see. If we just do, I got to do. So it'll be roughly 172, but they're getting raises every year. So we could say about $200,000 almost, maybe 185. So 185, and then he made $156,000 off of this contract. So we're looking at about $300,000 that he would have made this year. He's arrested now, so of course that money is nowhere to be found. But how could you be so greedy? 150. I think I could live an all right life with $154,000. I mean, I do got a family to feed. 154, Well, I'm living at like right at 101, 103 maybe, but I'm overseas. So my 103 is going a long way. You feel me? Pause on the long way, but so he making about $300,000. Well, and mind you, this just happened recently. He just got arrested on the 19th. So the last payment was on the 9th. Now let's see something. Over on CNN. Well, let me read this real quick. This is an official statement from the chambers. For immediate release, Trayon White regarding recent criminal complaint. Blah, 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 blah. Statement regarding recent criminal complaint against Councilmember Trayon White. Washington, D.C., the Office of Councilmember Trayon White acknowledges the recent criminal complaint against Councilmember White. This matter is in the hands of the appropriate legal authorities. who will oversee the necessary proceedings. We recognize the seriousness of this matter. We want to assure Ward 8 residents and stakeholders that our office remains fully operational and steadfast in our commitment to serving the public. Our staff continues to work diligently to address the needs and concerns of our constituents, ensuring that essential services and initiatives are not disrupted. We appreciate the continued support and understanding of the community as we navigate this situation. Well, the feds have him, and yeah, you guys are gonna have to do what you got to do. All right, here we go. And they got him on footage. Listen, now I'm not encouraging anyone to do crimes, but whenever you're doing crimes, never trust anybody. Never trust anybody. Never do deals in someone else's vehicle where they could potentially have stuff in there to set you up. Never do business deals over the phone because you never know if they could be wired up. They could be tapped up. Just don't do crimes, guys. And if you're making, listen, even if you're making 60,000, 50,000, it's not how much you make, it's what you do with the money you do make. You give me a job where I'm making about 170, man, listen, I'm going to work and going home. I don't need to make no extra money. I'm going to save probably $100 and I'm going to spend 70. But that's just me. I like the penny pinch. But let's go ahead and see. DC councilman arrested in alleged $156,000 bribery scheme to push violence prevention contracts for kickbacks. So this is him in the vehicle accepting a wad of money. I thought this is, oh, they ain't got the audio on this one. All right, here we go.
Courthouse this afternoon.
Trayon, any statement you want to make?
Trayon White was surrounded by supporters as he left the federal courthouse this afternoon. The Ward 8 council member said nothing as he was quickly ushered into the back of a car, which then sped away. Inside the packed courtroom on the second floor, White put his hands together in prayer and thumped his chest as he acknowledged supporters. He said little other than to confirm his age and that he knew the seriousness of the charges against him, a possible sentence of 15 years in prison if convicted. In the 37-page criminal complaint, the FBI lays out a series of conversations a cooperating witness recorded having with the Ward 8 council members since June. Prosecutors say all of the conversations were recorded in a car, wired for video and sound. According to the documents, in one conversation with what the FBI calls a confidential human source, the source handed White an envelope with $5,000. That's for making sure you reach out to government employee 3 and government employee 4. White then says, I'm on top of all of that. You know me, I'm already moving. Once you and I lock eyes and gets to an understanding, I gets to work. I can make some expletive happen.
So this is him in the vehicle while they got him on the wire, while they handed him $5,000. He talking about, this is what White said. Now I can only imagine how this deal was going down because White is making it seem like he's legitimate out here, like he really be taking these bribes. He talking about, man, I'm on top of all that, yo. You know me, man. I'm already moving. Once you and I lock eyes, man, you already know what time it is. It gets an understanding that I gets to work. You feel me? I can make some shit happen. I can make some shit shake. 5 bands, oh, that's easy money. Now the confidential human is talking about, here's 5,000, man. That's for making sure you reach out to the government, man. Employee number 3 and number 4, man. Thank you, brother. Here's $5,000 out of that 156,000. Oh man, you already know I'm on top of it. Like, damn, you done got caught in here thinking you goddamn Big Meat or somebody. You got a 5,000 package, man.
The complaint includes photos of White allegedly taking the cash payments, which according to the FBI broke down like this. June 26th, $15,000. July 17th, $5,000. July 25th, $10,000. And August 9th, $5,000.
Man, he only received what, $35,000 out of the 156? He didn't even touch the whole 156,000. When they were breaking it down into 4 payments, I thought they were saying is what, like 35,000 a payment. He didn't even get the whole 156,000. If I'm just trying to see how this plays out. This is already a shady deal. So we got 150. Oh my goodness. It'd be roughly 40,000 a payment. On the July 17th, this is when I knew the deal was bad. If I got 15,000 on the 26th of June, and then 3 weeks later, you only come up with a measly $5,000, I'm automatically thinking you feds at this point. Where's the rest of the money at, man? You need to be showing up with at least 20,000 every time. I need 20,000 cash in my hand. I'm not going to prison for $5,000 now. I'm really not going to jail for 20 either, but I'm just saying, if first payment is 15, then 5, then 10, then 5, this don't seem right. Where's the money at, man? We getting you this 5.2 million. Come up with the 156,000. So we don't know who the whistleblower is yet, but the person that they're in here with, they work with the feds, and they're also the owner of the company that was going to get the $5.2 million contract. So that's what I'm wondering. They must have got into it with the feds in order for them to cooperate with the feds and be like, hey, look, we'll give you the recordings. We'll go in there and show you that he's actually, accepting bribes. They had to get in trouble, because if they were getting these contracts, they would, unless they were just a legitimate company and they were like, hey, he came to us and was like, if we get this contract, he would want some kickback money. And they said, no, let's go tell. See, we don't know that yet. We're gonna have to wait to the trial in order to see who it is, because he got to face, he got to face his witnesses.
Trayon White was arrested yesterday afternoon outside an apartment building in Southeast. This photo a neighbor shared with News 4 shows FBI agents in tactical gear next to a car White was driving. A Tesla with Ward 8 councilmember plates was parked outside. The FBI in its complaint states White agreed to accept $156,000 in undisclosed kickbacks and agreed to 3% payment of contract values, $35,000 in cash payments. White's attorney, Fred Cook, had no comment as he left the courthouse. The Ward 8 council member is due back in court September 19th and agreed to 3% payment of contract.
Okay, so he agreed to accept $156,000 in undisclosed kickbacks, but he only wanted $35,000 in cash payments. So these kickbacks were gonna come a little bit later on. Oh, so they agreed to 35 cash, 3%, which is 156,000. But this is going to be the kickbacks over. Okay, so it was 156,000, but he got 35,000 in cash, and then the 156 would come from kickbacks later on, so it wouldn't be all up front. Okay, at least he was trying to break it up a little bit.
Contract values, $35,000 in cash payments. White's attorney, Fred Cook, had no comment as he left the courthouse. The Ward 8 council member is due back in court September 19th.
September 19th. That's the day after. That's the day after they're gonna sentence Trump's ass. So we about to get Trump and Trayon on the same goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Same pay-per-view matchup. All right, let's see something. Well, it looks like all of this is the same thing we already read. What did he go up there in the road? Oh, that's what he got arrested in. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be on the Donald Trump case. The Donald Trump case, we're going to be right there, front row. I might even fly out to that one. But all right, here we go. We need to find some footage of this, too, to see the buffoons that are out here. All right, White appeared in the packed federal courtroom on Monday afternoon. He did not enter a plea at his initial appearance. He was largely silent during the proceedings, but said he understood, blah, blah, blah. 15. He claps his hands and thumped it. All right, we heard that. All right, here we go. Under the conditions of his release, White had to surrender his passport and any guns. He must notify pretrial services if he plans to travel outside the DC area. Damn. Man, you might accidentally slip over into Virginia or Maryland. Hey, I'm going over to Alexander. I'm going over to Silver Springs. You got to call and notify. White had no comment for News 4. Video captured the moment he left the courthouse and was ushered into a car. Outside, you had all of the freedom fighters. Wardy, 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 Wardy. Supporters chanted as White was driven away. I guess they haven't seen the footage of him accepting that money. White's lawyers also declined to comment on the case. White is due back September 19th. Here we go. New reading criminal complaint now, and it says in the first few pages, a cooperating source says he gave Trayon White $20,000 to resolve a dispute. Oh man, they telling everything. They gave him $20,000 to resolve a dispute with DC government. Complaint says conversation was recorded, more to come, waiting for a court appearance. Prosecutors say White agreed starting in June to accept $156,000 in bribes in exchange for using his position to pressure the government employee to extend violence intervention contracts worth $5.2 million. Now, we're supposed to be using this $5.2 million to stop the violence. The whole time, he committing crimes behind the scenes. Here we go. An FBI informant who operated businesses that contracted with the DC government agreed to cooperate with authorities. I knew it. See? All right, here we go. An FBI informant who operated businesses that contracted with the DC government agreed to cooperate with authorities as a part of an agreement to plead guilty to bribery and bank fraud charges. I knew the only way that this company, whoever was working with the feds, they had got caught up in some nonsense. So they were pleading guilty and they were like, man, give us lesser charges. We could show you somebody else. I could show you better than I could tell you.
I'm gonna tell.
So the company was in trouble. Criminals doing business with criminals. Guess what? There's no honor amongst thieves. And we see this right now. They pled guilty already to a case to bribery and bank fraud. And they said, listen, if you can knock ours down, we can get somebody else for you. Matter of fact, we can get you a DC council member. I love these stories, man. I love these stories. You just look at how ignorant people are. You work your whole life to get to a situation, and then it's like me doing something stupid. Like I can't divulge like everything that I work with. That's like me going to work one day and getting an idea. You know what? I can pull a heist off. You know what I mean? I could pull a heist off. I might deal with like 1.2, 2.7. I'm like, maybe I can pull the heist. Somehow I can probably get this and get up out of here. No, I'm not about to do that. It's not worth it. Several conversations between White and the informant were recorded in a parked car, wired for video and audio, including outside White's home. And then he's doing deals right in front of the house. At one meeting, White and the informant discussed contracts the informant had with the ONSC. I forgot what that stands for. The informant asked White if the contracts will be renewed, and he said he had $15,000 cash. Initially, White asked, "What do you need me to do, man? I don't want to feel like I gotta like you gotta give me something to get something. We better than that, bro." Listen to this conversation. This is the councilman. What you need me to do, man? I don't want to feel like you gotta give me something to get something. You know what I'm saying? We better than that. But then he took the 5,000 cash or the 15 cash. He tucked the envelope with the cash in his jacket pocket, prosecutor said. In one instant, prosecutors say the informant gave White $5,000 cash in exchange for reaching out to two government employees. Just to go talk to two employees, he gave him $5,000. And now let's hear what our boy had to say. Man, once you and I lock eyes and you gets to an understanding, I gets to work. I can start making shit happen. And nigga, who says this? What kind of deal is this, man? I can start making some shit happen. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Take this money. All right, here we go. Before another meeting, White allegedly instructed the informant to bring 10 bands. Not the song that Drake didn't write. The informant understood the instruction to mean he should bring $10,000 cash. Prosecutors say White accepted gifts, including travel to the D. Oh, he was out there wilding out. He went to the DR. You know he was out there wilding out with that 10,000. Prosecutors say White also accepted gifts, including travel to the Dominican Republic and Las Vegas. White and the informant talked about potential future contracts related to mental health services and housing. Damn, he's about to be making money. About contracts linked to mental health, White allegedly said, that shit ain't going nowhere, bro. That shit's a cash cow, fam. What is going on, man? What kind of deals are these? So he had the $5.2 million deal for the violence intervention. Then he was about to give him a mental health and a housing. So they were probably going to make around like $10 million off of contracts off of this. And he was probably looking to make a half a ticket. That's $500,000, y'all. He said that shit ain't going nowhere, bro. That's cash cow. You know, somebody gonna tell like the preacher and dead presidents. Shit, they need to go ahead and get what's that Clarence Thomas, the fucking Supreme Court Justice judge. They need to get his ass on out of here. He next. All right, here we go. Let's continue on, man. See, I didn't read nothing. I just seen he got arrested. My mom was like, "Hey, did you talk about that Trayon guy?" I was like, "Nah, not yet, mom. Let me talk about him today." Federal agents arrested Trayon in the Navy Yard on Sunday. Let me see if they got that. He was arrested Sunday near his home in the Navy Yard area, southeast DC. Girls, ask them, do they smoke? Ask them, what do they know? Ask them, can we go? That's go-go out in DC, man. News 4 video show agents outside of White's apartment in Ward 6. So wait, he's a councilman for Ward 8, but he gonna live in Ward 6? Man, take your ass on to Ward 8. Live out there with the people. Agents appeared to try to access White's car, a silver Tesla with DC Council license plate. So he had a government car too? Let me see.
I get some more breaking news out of the district. This story coming in moments before we came on the air. A D.C. council member is under arrest tonight. According to law enforcement sources familiar with the investigation, federal authorities arrested Ward 8 D.C. council member Trayon White today. We want to take a look outside the scene earlier this afternoon. This is outside of his apartment in Southeast D.C., where you can see agents were trying to access White's car. The circumstances surrounding White's arrest are not known tonight. News 4 is still working to learn more information. What we can tell you is that White remains in custody. White was first elected to city council in 2016. This story is still developing, and we'll bring you the very latest on the NBC Washington app, and also look for the very latest on News 4 at 11.
Damn, they knocked the dough down on him. All right. Okay. ANC Commissioner Erica Green, who represents portion of Ward 8, spoke in support of White at a virtual news conference she held Monday morning before information of the bribery charge was released. So she got up there and was talking. She said she was frustrated that the residents and fellow elected officials weren't given any information on the reason for White's arrest. White is a criminal, Miss Erica Green. Now I got to find out who Erica Green is. I got to send her an email and ask her a couple of questions. Oh, it all makes sense now. I think this is her. I could be wrong. FBI, we demand fundamental fairness, due process regarding the status of Ward 8 council member immediately commit. So this is her. And look what's on her Instagram. Commissioner Erica Green endorses President Donald J. Trump 2024. We need a leader who isn't obligated to the what is it? Perpetuating the horrors of the DC based on relationships. We need a leader who will reestablish abundant Social Security. Uh, they trying to get rid of Social Security. I think you forgot what they were trying to do. We need a leader who secures the borders and free public safety. They had 4 years. Mexico ain't built the wall. We tried to pass the border reform, but guess what? The right blocked it because they wanted Donald J. Trump to be the one to do it. So they not gonna do it because they didn't build the wall in 4 years. We need education. Guess what? Donald Trump said he's getting rid of the Department of Education and giving it back to the states. DC ain't a state. No education. Guess what? Healthcare. They got rid of Obamacare. Guess what? They don't want free healthcare. Guess what? We need a leader who will strengthen our economy. Guess what? Unemployment was as high as up under Donald. Guess what? The stock market is 5 times higher than it was up under Donald. So the economy is actually a little bit stronger. Guess what? Inflation is down 3%. Guess what, Erica? Goddamn council member, goddamn White is in jail right now. And we about to find out what your crooked ass done. Uh-oh. Now we see why Erica's trying to figure out what was he arrested for. The same shit all of them are getting arrested for. Bribery, scams. All right, Erica, now we see who you are. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Where were we at? Now it makes sense who Erica is. Erica Green, she was mad because they won't let us know. Well, guess what? The feds are here. Now you know it's bribery. The public has a right to know. We're concerned about our council members, she said. Very troubling. Here's what the Mayor Browser, DC Council Chair, said about the allegations. Mayor Browser called the allegations against White very troubling. You see the difference between Erica Green and her views compared to the mayor? The mayor is saying, no, this shit's troubling. I'm sure the constituents across the city, but especially in Ward 8, are very disappointed. People need representation. They need people that go down to Wilson Building and put them first and fight for them. I know that. I speak for them in my disappointment about it, she said. If we're talking about offices that are focused on keeping people out of harm's way, preventing violence, especially with our focus on alternatives to law enforcement strategies, which we are very committed to, this also puts those very effective strategies at risk, she said. So individual decisions and people will make some good ones, some terrible ones, but they have to be held accountable. Oh yeah, I already know that. I know Ward 8 is black. I used to work out there in DC. That's why I said, why are you living in Ward 6, but you the council member for Ward 8? Go live out there with the people. Don't be trying to live all high and mighty up in the high rise. You got the damn Tesla that's the government issue. Go live with the people, man. You should have to live in your district. Go live with your people. No, they not granting him no bail. They got him dead to rights. Council member Phil Mendelson said he's forming a committee to look into the allegations, as well as questions about White's residency, and then move on any recommendations. So they're trying to see if he's supposed to be living over there. The federal charges against Trayon White are deeply disturbing, notwithstanding the principle that a person is innocent until proven guilty. The allegations, together with the government's affidavit, are a gut punch, elbow to gut, to the public trust in the council, he said. He also said he moved to remove White from the council committee on recreation, libraries, and youth affairs. So here we go. We get into a history. Trayon White made headlines for his anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. The rabbit hole is deep, I promise. White, 40 years old, has represented Ward 8 since 2017. The former community activist has participated and led several efforts to steer young people away from violence. He often responds to crime scenes and crime scenes and attends vigils for gun violence victims. In 2018, he posted a video to his official Facebook page promoting the anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. He said the Rothschild family controlled the weather. Oh, I remember. That was this dude. He's the one that was talking about the Rothschild family. Oh, man, I remember this goofy fool. Let me find this video for y'all real quick. They got it on here.
A D.C. council member is apologizing.
All right, I remember this silly shit, but I didn't know it was this guy. I didn't know he was a council member then. I just remember the goofy dude in D.C.
A D.C. council member is apologizing for controversial comments that he posted on Facebook. News 4's Derek Ward now has reaction from him and the community that this councilman serves.
Man, it just started snowing out of nowhere this morning, man.
As long as he was talking about the weather, there was no problem. But Ward 8 council member Trayon White started commenting about some conspiracy theories about the weather, theories that creep into anti-Semitism. Then there was trouble.
So at this point, I'm just sending my apologies.
White's comments made on social media Friday rehashed some old conspiracy theories about the wealthy European banking family, the Rothschilds, their Jewish religion, and their control of everything, even the weather.
And that's a model based off the Rothschilds controlling the climate to create natural disasters they can pay for to own the cities, man. Be careful.
White admits that he's opened up a bit of a chasm with his comments, but he also sees this as an opportunity to go forward and build bridges. So does Rebecca Ennin of the group Jews United for Justice.
When these remarks came out, we were really surprised because it just didn't sound like Councilmember White, the one that we know and have worked with for years now.
And she says his apology and his past with organizations like Jews United for Justice means that this can all become a teachable moment.
And I certainly don't think that Councilmember White actually even realized that this was touching on such a painful history of anti-Semitism.
Her group helped set up a meeting with Trayon White and Jewish leaders, an effort to build and rebuild. Derek Ward, News 4.
I need to make you Negroes United for Justice. That's what I need to be the leader of that. Negroes United for Justice. So anytime anybody says anything about black folk, I'm gonna step up. Hey, watch yourself. All right. White ran for mayor and won about 9% of the vote in 2022 in the Democratic primary, losing to Bowser. That's why Bowser's like, man, get this fool out of here. In an interview with News 4 last year, White suggested having members of the National Guard help respond to gun violence. Man, National Guard. The National Guard is just regular folk, man. No disrespect to the National Guard, but they weekend warriors. They go in once a month. You know what I mean? So during the week, they just regular folk. In June, White won Democratic primary for what would be his third term. I wonder what good has he done? That's what I want to find out. Could he be kicked off the DC Council? Here's how it works. He could take a leave of absence and recuse himself from votes until the matter is resolved, but he about to get 15. If he wants to remain an active council member, the council could take action and vote him off his committees and chairmanship. That's what the other guy was talking about, getting him out of here. The last time the council came this close to expelling a council member was Jack Evans, who was never charged, but the council had conducted an independent investigation. All right, let me play this real quick.
Let's get back to our Mark Seagraves, who was on this story from the very beginning here. Now, Mark, you have covered the D.C. Council pretty much longer than any other full-time reporter on that beat. You've seen other council members over the years charged and convicted of crimes, so you know how this comes and goes. You tell us, What happens next as far as Councilmember White's ability to work and vote as a council member? And he's also in the middle of a re-election campaign. What is the latest here?
Yeah, Leon, there is a lot in play here. Councilmember White is currently chairman of the Committee on Recreation, Libraries, and Youth Affairs. He sits on 3 other committees. He could simply take a leave of absence and recuse himself from votes until this is resolved. If he wants to remain active on the council, it would then be up to the council to take action. They could vote him off of his committees and chairmanship, which is what the chairman of the council is recommending. The council could also vote to expel him, kick him off the council, but they would likely need more than just being charged. The last time the council came close to expelling a council member was Jack Evans, who was never charged, but the council had conducted their own independent investigation that found he violated ethics rules.
And Mark, you mentioned this before. White's not the first elected leader to have a run with the law. You've covered other cases, many of them. Can you walk us through them?
Sure. So again, the most recent was Jack Evans in 2020. He resigned during that ethics investigation. This is very much parallels what you're seeing here with the chairman saying they want to do their own independent investigation. The council in that case was set to vote to expel him, but he resigned before they could do that. Michael Brown in 2013, he was charged with taking a $55,000 bribe in a coffee mug. He had already lost his re-election bid prior to being charged, so he wasn't in office at that time. Kwame Brown, who was chairman of the council in 2012, he was charged and pled guilty to bank fraud and campaign finance violations. He resigned almost immediately after being charged. And Harry Thomas Jr. back in 2012 served more than 3 years and was sentenced to more than 3 years in prison. As soon as he was charged back then, he also resigned. You remember Mayor Gray, when he was running for re-election, he was also caught up in investigation.
God damn, how many people in DC started with Jack Evans and then it went from one white guy to 4 black guys? Vincent Gray, you know better. Come on, Harry Thomas, you know better too, man.
He was never charged, but that ended up with him losing that re-election bid to become mayor to Mayor Bowser. And I would say when Harry Thomas ran into his troubles, then Mayor Gray, Kwame Brown, who was chairman, and then Councilmember Muriel Bowser, as soon as he was charged, they all called for him to resign. So there is a lot going on here. As far as what the council's role and what the council can do next. Of course, we also have the election coming up in November 5th that he is on the ballot for that as well.
Man, they ain't about to let this nigga be on the ballot. This nigga about to be in jail by the end. Well, his first case, I guess his first court date after his appearance is September 19th. What up, Torian?
What's going on? Yeah, but that's where I remember him now, because I kept seeing his name, but those comments that he made in that video, I was like, that's where I remember him from. It's crazy to believe how long, I won't say long ago, but 2018 does seem long ago, especially when you think about what we had to go through in 2020.
Yeah, that's why I remember that video being. I didn't know it was him. I didn't link it together. I didn't think nothing about it.
Yep, but that's been slightly what's been talked about around here for the last couple of days since that came out. And when that happened, I just took one look at it and said, not surprised. I said, this is DC after all. It is filled with a bunch of corruption.
Yeah, now it got me going down this rabbit hole. It says Councilmember Trayon White received $75,000 settlement from DC police for civil rights lawsuit in 2000. So now we got to look at this scamster and see, did he scam them for $75,000?
That was actually a legit settlement. I remember this too.
I gotta see now. Hold on. Now we here now.
Records just released to the News 4i team under the Freedom of Information Act show Councilmember White received $75,000 from the D.C. government in 2017. It was part of a settlement of a lawsuit he filed against D.C. police. You can see the payout is dated August 2017. He took office representing Ward 8 in January 2017. White had sued D.C., alleging he was assaulted by a police officer who'd been directing traffic. He said it happened near a church in which White was setting up for the annual Marion Barry Turkey Drive. He said the officer banged White's head against a car trunk. D.C. disputed facts in the case, but reached the settlement 3 years later. The D.C. Council chairman and
Hold on, wait. They disputed the facts. Let me see. What is it?
in the case, but reached the settlement. Banged White's head against a car trunk. D.C. disputed facts in the case, but reached the settlement 3 years later.
So they probably didn't even do all of that, but they were just like, man, give them 75,000 and get them the hell up out of here.
DC Council chairman and the secretary of the council tell the I-Team they were not notified about this, and they also say DC Council rules don't require them to be notified about this. Mr. White declined requests to answer questions and to comment on our story.
Oh, hell no. It sounded like he was over here doing something fishy. So he didn't go, like, if you a council member, you going to go tell him, hey, man, this is what's going on. You going to know it. He didn't tell nobody. So he's saying a traffic cop. This is from what I'm seeing. I'm going to try to go into that case now. So it was a turkey drive. He said it was a traffic cop. And the traffic cop banged his head against the trunk of a car. Like, what was the traffic cop doing by you? If he directed traffic, how were you outside of the vehicle? I want to know what happened. Damn, they ain't had no damn body cam footage.
Right.
All right,
Long
here we go.
live Marion Barry. Probably one of the last true politicians.
White, the council ward, 8 members sued the police department. Oh, this is 2014. Alleging the officer managing traffic assaulted him. White said he was preparing for the turkey drive at the church when the officer confronted him. Without warning and with malice, the officer brutally used the trunk of the Mr. White's vehicle to repeatedly slam. So wait. He brutally used the trunk of the car. So wouldn't he have the trunk open and was slamming his head inside the trunk? What? He brutally used the trunk of Mr. White's vehicle to repeatedly slam Mr. White's head, arms, and shoulders, causing injury to Mr. White. So he used the trunk. So this means if he used the trunk, the only way using the trunk will be as if you're slamming it down on somebody. So what? He was in the back getting the turkey out of the trunk, and the cop was just bang, 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 slamming the trunk on him. Hey, man, this dude's a liar, man. I don't believe this story. I got to see the court documents on this. How do you use the trunk? Like, you could slam someone's head into the trunk. The only way you can use the trunk is if you're physically opening the trunk and slamming it down on somebody.
I'm trying to see if I could find something about it. I'm typing keywords into Google right now to see if I could find something like related to that.
Yeah, I gotta. What? Because if this was really something big like that, man, you're going for more than 75,000. You're not looking for no settlement. Oh no, we taking this to court for sure. We're getting a couple of million out of this.
And they said this happened in 2014, so this was 10 years ago.
Imagine you going in the trunk of your car to get some turkey out. The cop is slamming the trunk on the back of your head. I don't believe this story. Now we gotta look this story up, man. We were supposed to be talking about his bribery case, but now we gotta look up this damn turkey drive case. Oh man, YouTube was big, but let me see. Yeah, do we got something on Trayon White turkey drive case?
I can't find nothing.
Yeah, I can't see anything either. It was a traffic cop too. It wasn't like a regular police officer. I'm not laughing at the assault, people. I'm just laughing at the story because it says he used the trunk, but
because it didn't say that it didn't say he was slammed up against the trunk, which of course would be more believable. It said that he used the trunk as a weapon.
Yeah, like
And they said, and then they said he had injuries on, like, then they say he had like multiple injuries, like on his shoulder, on
yeah,
like
his
on his
arm,
head and
shoulder.
his arms.
Yeah,
And as many and as many cameras that are out there, I'm surprised that they didn't put anything like with surveillance capturing that.
Let me see, DC versus. We'll use this one. Yeah, I ain't seeing nothing about that.
I
Man.
couldn't find anything except outside of what was mentioned there. And you probably wouldn't because it happened 10 years ago. I mean, you should be able to because you can find stuff further back than that.
Yeah, this is in DC, right? It was in records. Let me see. Bribery charge.
Because everything that's coming up about him now is what's currently going on.
Yeah, I ain't seeing nothing on here, man. I wanted to see what that case is about. Someone on the internet needs to find that case, and we need to revisit that. I want to know what the hell happened.
I'm trying to make sense of it. Well, wait a minute. Let me read it. No, you know what? Now that I'm reading it again, he probably did slam him up against it because if you look at it, it says he used the trunk of Mr. White's vehicle to repeatedly slam Mr. White's head. So he did slam. So the way it's looking, he did slam it against the trunk based on how he didn't do like lift the trunk up and slam it on top of him. He literally like threw him on the trunk is how I'm reading it. And that the injuries came to his head and his shoulders and his arms. So he didn't just, so this sounds like to me, if that's true, he was tossing this man around like a damn rag doll.
Hey, but he's only like 5'4" though. Like
that's why I mean he's short.
It's just funny, man. I want to know what really happened, man.
I can tell he's short because every time he be in an interview with somebody, they all tower him.
Man, I know this dude ain't on the stand. What the hell is this dude? Oh man. Yeah, he looked like he be stealing money. You can't leave cookies out around him either.
You remember Kwame Kilpatrick?
Yeah.
It was another person that we had in Maryland. His name was Jack Johnson. Him and his wife. They had to do some time for some stuff. You probably heard about it. When they got caught and them feds came to the house, they went into their room where some of their stash was at, opened up them drawers and started stuffing money in their pants. Like they wasn't about to come and get them.
No, I'm not apologizing. Right here, it says they brutally used the trunk. They needed to say repeatedly to slam his head against it. When you just say repeatedly slam Mr. White's head and arms and shoulders, this is making it seem like he's using the trunk. He's still lying. I don't give a damn.
Nah, like I said, like not to look at it again. Like I think if it is true, then that means he was being slammed. And more than just slammed, he was being dragged across that damn thing. That cop must have thought he was in the he must have thought he was in the WWE or some shit in a street match or something.
He didn't even try to brace his fall. He said his shoulder was getting tore up. Like, damn, you wasn't trying to fight back or nothing. You just getting
tall. And how tall was this cop?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to find the case, man. There ain't nothing on it.
Yes, there's nothing you can find on it.
So this is 1 year before the anti-Semitic comics. No, this is 4 years before, because that was 2018. And in 2020, he got into something else for like a homophobic poster or something he was holding up.
Mm. Yeah, like I said, when I saw his name pop up for this, I was like, I saw his name a few times, but I couldn't remember for what. And now you are finding stuff, and it's like all coming back to me now.
Yeah, no one else has like any information on this.
Nope. You know what? They probably sealed it all up once the settlement was paid, so you probably won't find anything on it unless you ask the right people.
Yeah. Well, it says the DC Office Attorney General told the I-Team lawsuit settlements require the mayor approval when it exceeds 500,000. So he just said, like, if this really happened, like, let's be real. If this really happened, are you taking the $75,000 settlement? I'm taking this thing all the way to court.
Like Kendall and Renee was saying in the chat, they were sick of him, so they just gave him the $75K to go away. Because they wasn't going to plan. They was going to they wasn't about to pay him no $500K, but they didn't want to be dealt with him anyway. So they probably just came to say, look, you're not getting this. We're not about to do this back and forth. Here's the $75,000, take it or leave it. And he took it and they left it.
Oh man, hell no. I'm taking this. I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way.
Because who knows how long they would who knows how long they would have stretched this out. They probably would have still been in court trying to fight this today.
Hey, I'll take it to the Supreme Court. It's money that I ain't have anyway.
So what you gonna go? You gonna go talk to Clarence Thomas? Like that's gonna work.
Nah, at that time you'd have been all right. Clarence Thomas wasn't that much of an asshole in 2014.
He was an asshole in 2011.
Getting exposed, huh?
He was an asshole in 2011 when he let that man die for a crime he ain't commit.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, we gonna keep up with this. But yeah, Trayon, he's done for, man. They got the audio, and the people that are telling, they already pled guilty, and they're trying to get their charges lessened. So they told on him.
Oh yeah, they threw him under the bus.
See, now I want to know what companies it was, so we can start looking into the crimes that they were committing.
You said the companies the people were attached to?
Yeah, because they where's it at?
Yeah, they probably don't have all of that out just yet because it's a fresh story. So I would say give it a couple days, maybe a week or so, and then once that starts coming out, then you'll find out what companies were attached to it. And if they don't pay off to keep it sealed.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be more being uncovered because they've been working with the feds for a while, and the feds move. We never seen the feds move this quickly. So they've been working. They probably been following the crimes that they were committing for a while, and they may have locked up several people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Because this just happened in June. The first payment was June 25th. Yeah. Here we are, August 19th with the arrest. Yeah. We ain't never seen the feds move this fast. So these guys, this company, they must have been snitching for a while.
Yeah, because the first one was in June, then there was 2 in July, and the last one was last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And then he got arrested on Monday. So, yeah, whoever this is, they've been telling for a while.
Oh, they was probably already snitching before the first payment was made.
That's what I'm saying, because they were already in for bribery and fraud, bank fraud. So I damn. They might be connected with like people in different cities. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of fraud.
That's why I said greed is one of the, in my opinion, one of the deadliest of the deadly sins, because you can link that to the other 6 effortlessly. And it's always that damn greed. I don't know if you saw what I posted in the chat, but there was another politician, as I like to call them. I forgot what state and city she represented. She literally just resigned for the same exact thing, literally like yesterday or 2 days, like probably within the same time frame as this. I forgot her name.
Now this is who we need to be watching next, though. Erica Green.
She said 45 is going to save us all.
I know, right? Let me see what she got to talk about. She talking about release our Ward 8 council member right away. Shut up, Erica.
Remember to lie about a peace and blessings again. Again, my name is Commissioner Erica Green, and I represent Single Member District 8C04 in Ward 8 in Congress Heights. We are demanding immediate release of our council member. We are demanding immediate release of the information. We are demanding immediate release of everything related to the arrest of Councilmember Trayon White that occurred just about 12 hours ago in Washington, D.C., the arrest that was made by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It is unlawful. I don't care what the Constitution says.
Clearly.
What? She said it's unlawful. I don't care the Constitution. The Constitution is the law.
and you know what's so crazy? They saying that, I forgot who it was that they wanted to get rid of the FBI. I said, I see why y'all want to get rid of the FBI. Notice that it's the crooks that want to get rid of the FBI. Now, this is not me saying the FBI is right on every single thing, but you want to get rid of the FBI, especially when there are certain things in place where they are needed. But you want to get rid of them because you want to do your crooked dealings without getting handled like with what's going on with Trayon White.
Yeah, I thought this is crooked Joe Biden's FBI, even though the head of the FBI was appointed by Donald Trump. But yeah, she talking about I don't care what the Constitution is talking about. That's the law. That's the whole law right there.
To detain the leader, an elected official, the leader of a ward in the
it's a reason why she only got 6 likes over the course of 2 days.
I know, and you're supposed to be the commissioner. She talking about it's unlawful to, man, they don't care about no council member. He ain't the governor. Man, they arrest governors. They arrested a former president. You think they care about a damn council member?
District of Columbia, without giving proper due process, fundamental fairness to the constituents of that community. If the FBI can just come in and arrest a council member and give the community zero explanation, what does that mean for people who are regular folk, people who are not elected officials?
Did she not?
If we don't do any crimes, we ain't got to worry about none of
Did
this.
she not see what he did? What they got him on? Like, what the hell?
There's literally audio of him saying, "I make shit happen" after taking fucking $15,000 cash. Talk about, man, mental.
And they got all the paperwork showing the money that he took. They got the receipts.
There's a camera in his face,
right in his face. So are you? You know what? Here it is. It's a doppelganger. It's not even really him. As a matter of fact, his name is not even Trayon White. His name is Troy. Okay, that's Troy. That is Troy Black, not Trayon White.
I need to move to DC because if this is who the fuck they got running this shit,
I don't even know who this chick is. This is my first time seeing her.
Yeah, I've never heard of her. But let's listen to what the hell she got to say though, because she got 6 likes. I would give her. I'm gonna message her in a minute.
So again, we demand 2 things. We demand fundamental fairness via due process. We demand that all information being withheld regarding Councilmember Trayon White's arrest be released. And we are also calling for the immediate release of our council member. Assalamu alaikum.
I know you didn't just say assalamu alaikum and you over here supporting Trump. You know he don't want you in the country, right? Oh my goodness, this is interesting. Let me see his her comments on. Let me see. It's entrapment. Erica, shut up.
You know she brought her blue check. Like I said, I have no idea who this woman is until today. Honestly, everything that she said after, I don't care what the Constitution said, I didn't need to hear nothing else. She told me all I needed to hear when she said that.
I put, hello, I am Mo. I would like to have you on my YouTube channel to enter. Come on, guy. Hello. There we go. We just want to interview you about Mr. White and see what the hell's going on. You just come on here, let me talk and let me debate.
And she's gonna come and look at this. She's gonna come and look at this video and be like, "Oh hell no, I ain't going over there."
Nah, she got my MoeDotJ channel. I'm gonna get her on here. I'm gonna interview her. I'm gonna try to debate her ass. I'm gonna get her in here and get her with the rope of dope. She demanded the immediate release. She said this is entrapment, y'all. The definition: the act of causing someone to do something they would not usually do by tricking them. He said he wanted 3%. He wanted the 156.
Right, he wasn't tricked.
He did the tricking. Oh my goodness.
With 3 likes.
I know, right? You supposed to be the commissioner of the council, but
Something tells me she must have self-appointed her that role.
Nah, she's Muslim, so she'll understand what Mo is. Mo is short for Muhammad. Press conference to address the FBI arrest. Ward 8 council member, first Muslim member of the DC Council. Erica Green. Oh, we got her number here. Let me see something.
Uh-oh.
Let me give her a call real quick.
Her phone probably, well, I would say that her phone probably blowing up off the hook, but not with 10 likes.
067-202-517-6982. Let's see if we can get y'all. Oh shit! I'm down the damn German number. Hold on. Plus 202-517-6982.
This is Saul Kareem with Legal. Can I help you?
Oh, sorry. I think I contacted the wrong number. Sorry about that. I'm trying to reach a Miss Erica Green.
Erica Green. Is she an attorney?
Oh, no. See, I think I reached the wrong number. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Don't you change the number?
Yeah, come on, Erica. That ain't your number.
The 202-517-6982.
Yeah. 202-517-6982. Is she an attorney? Man, she ain't no attorney. Erica, you on here lying.
The guy said an Erica Green?
Yeah, is she an attorney? Yeah, I mean, this is the number she told us to contact. So she's the Ward. Wait a minute. She's the Ward 8 climate commissioner? The fuck does a Ward 8 climate commissioner do? Yeah.
And she's on X. On X, she has a whopping 55 followers.
Erica Green has been an educator for over a decade with the undergraduate education degree from the University of Maryland, College Park, as well as a master's in education. Elected to serve Ward 8 as an advisory neighborhood commissioner in 2022, she's thrilled to be appointed as the commissioner of climate change. Oh, climate change and resiliency.
And I just looked at her X account. She just started talking back on there when this happened. The last post she made on her X account before this was over a year ago. So she's really not that active. At least not on her X account, from what I see.
Why is she taking a picture in front of a green screen and not putting something behind her, like for the background?
It's got to match her last name. You didn't know that.
Like, what does this person do though?
I have no clue. I don't know what a climate commissioner is.
Climate change is
Kendall, you cannot help those that do not want to help themselves.
The district action to mitigate and adapt to climate change. Man, what the hell is an education degree going to do with helping the climate change? No, seriously, guys. What is a master's in education going to do with the climate change? You know what? What are the duties? Let's see. So that's why he was talking about the climate change in 2018. Oh, these are some goofies. All right, here we go. Specific duties. It was established in 2016. Impacts the changing climate and potential impacts of advisory weather events. District's ability to mitigate and adapt to climate change. Static of district's ability to prepare, plan, and absorb, recover from, adapt, and adverse events. Oh man, if she's in charge of this, man, she can't demand the FBI to do nothing.
Exactly. Man, she has no power.
Yeah, none. Man, go see what the weather is for tomorrow. The fuck you talking about?
Oh, the weather gonna be nice tomorrow. The weather is nice out here right now. It feels like early fall.
Look, the commission is required to transmit reports and recommendations to the council and the mayor to establish climate change.
Yeah, she has no. Yeah,
include identifying best practices, evaluating projected impacts of climate change. Man, she just in there bullshitting. This is an easy job. Let me see what the last quarterly meeting minutes were. Man, I need to get into politics. This shit is easy.
So Mo, do you think you would have? Do you think you could bring the same energy as Eric Mays?
Let me get off here for y'all.
Yeah, I noticed when you tried to click on there, your thing started acting funny.
Out there like that. I think they'll try to kill me.
R.I.P. to that man.
Nah,
I'll be watching his clips just to get a laugh.
They would have had my Adobe email and password in there because shit, I be forgetting the passwords. I'm like, man, just keep it in there, man. Oh man, yeah, I could do this. This is more of a not what you know, who you know type of position right here. That's how she got this. Yeah, man, this is some wild stuff. Man, if they had this stuff like overseas, I'd do it. But man, I ain't going back to the States for this. But shit, 150 do sound nice, but I ain't trying to wear no suit every day. But there we go, man. That's all we got right now. White is out. He can't leave. He had to give up his passport. Now, I wondered did he have to give up the passport and the card? I would have just gave him my passport book and I would have kept the card and just headed on down to Mexico.
In that case, yeah, give up the card too.
It's probably flagged in the system anyway.
They said, no, sir, you are a flight risk. Hand over everything. Kind of reminds me of the situation where it was this guy who was in Maryland who was stealing people's checks out of their mails, and he tried to book a flight out of BWI to go back home to some country in Africa, and they got his ass right there at the airport. They was right there waiting for him.
Yeah, man, they didn't got him on footage. Erica over here demanding the FBI release him.
Remember, F the Constitution.
I know,
That's the
right?
funniest shit. That's the funniest shit. F the Constitution.
I'm wondering where did she start to switch over? Erica Go Green. That's her.
Thank you, Erica, being up in Ward 8. Thank you for the food, baby. Food drive. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Erica.
Yep. That is Ward 8. That is Ward 8.
This y'all is where the ass kicking happened, where they got on on Trayon's ass.
You're welcome.
Oh no, you're not getting us, not today. Not on this channel. We just got here yesterday. They giving out food. All right, let's see. What else has she done? Let's see. Nonsense she got going on.
Copyright. Like, catch that.
What does she actually do?
She goes around telling people that the Constitution needs to go away. Like I said, this is my first time hearing about her. I'd never seen her or heard about her a day in my life until today.
Yeah, I've never heard of her till today. If they gave me 180, like if they were guaranteed, Mo, you get 180, you come back, you can live in DC, I would be back. If they could guarantee me 180, yeah.
Especially living in DC.
I want to be in charge of the climate though. I just want to be like, it's gonna snow today. We need to go ahead and get the salt trucks out. That's what I want to do. I ain't trying to work hard though, and I ain't trying to go to no events either. So I don't know if I could accept that job. I'm trying to see. She ain't got like no speaking engagements about what she does. Let's see. It's just pictures of her. She probably scamming out here too, man. Erica, if you out here listening, man, we just want to interview you. See if the feds, you know what I'm saying, they went along with what you had going on. And she loved Mariah Carey.
So is Mariah Carey. I was going to say the same thing. She's a Mariah Carey fan.
See, she's a teacher. She shouldn't be on. She shouldn't have.
Yeah, I looked her up. It said that she, I think, went to the University of Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland College Park, I think it was.
Yeah, that's what. That's College Park. It definitely wasn't Eastern Shore.
Yeah, because I went to the University of Maryland, not the University of Maryland, but I went to the University of Maryland Community College when I first started my associates.
You familiar with PG Community College?
I mean, I heard of it. I mean, because over here we got a UMUC, the University of Maryland University College, or whatever it is. It's partnered with the military, so that's how I started going to that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, man, well, that's all the information we have on this gentleman right now. But he's going down. They're gonna probably give him like 10 years, 10, 12 years. They got the footage, they got the money. And there's no telling what other information they have, because they wouldn't have just swooped in on just these 4 little payments. No. I'm sure it's about to be a whole money trail.
Paper trail.
Yeah, the paper trail. But hopefully Erica hits us back. If she does, you know, we definitely going to interview her. Ask her the tough questions too. So Erica, within the climate, do you foresee fracking being a huge issue, especially out in DC, if they were to start back up? I mean, you are the climate expert here. I don't know what fracking is. Interesting. Nah, all right, man. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and talk about that because I was going to do it. Yes, well, I knew I was going to do it more, today, but we'll find out.
That's why I was actually surprised that I was talking about this today.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about it Monday when I got home, but man, I went and ran around. I was getting some stuff for the trip, and now I was like, man, I took a nap, and that was it. I woke up.
It'll probably be some more stuff that's going to come out about this. It's still, like I said, it's still a fresh story. So he just got arrested and charged. So it's probably going to be some more stuff that'll come out maybe towards the end of the week, or maybe some more stuff that'll come out next week.
Yeah, and
especially since especially since he's doing court in September 19th.
Yeah, September 19th. You know, the crazy thing is probably within a week or by the end of next week, it's going to be other people coming out starting to expose like, nah, man, we went and talked to him about such and such, and he never did. You know what I mean? He took some money.
Oh yeah, they about to throw him under the bus. They about to do that.
I hope Erica Green is demanding stuff still. Nah, but thank you for joining. I'm about to get off of here. I'm probably gonna do maybe about an hour for Bel Air, because that comes on tomorrow. Yeah, so I gotta make me like a thumbnail or something.
I just when you said, oh damn, I just realized that too. Shit,
yeah,
tomorrow
man.
is Thursday.
Time is flying. But thank you for tuning in, man. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Trayon Rain Reloaded channel. He's almost at 70,000 over there,
and you almost at 50.
Hey, trying to. I'm almost at 500 over here too, man.
And also make sure, if y'all haven't done so already, get ready to. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my Rumble, because that's where my True Crime Sunday streams are going to be at right as of now. And I don't know if I told you, it was yesterday when you had to go live over there, and I said I don't know why I didn't think to do Rumble before I decided to do that method I was doing over on Patreon. Like that would have saved me. That would have saved me some money.
Yeah, like you said, when you get over there, when you start talking about this type of stuff, this type of content over there, you tend to get some views. I remember one time somebody, like, I guess you rated like Twitch or whatever, and I had like 200 people in one of them. Well, I think I was talking about the judge or something, but yeah, I'll probably just start doing, when I want to watch like the documentaries and stuff, I'll probably just do them over there.
Yeah. I need to go see where I'm at right now, because yesterday I had 11, then I checked last night and I was at like 30. I said I wanted my my goal was to get to 100 by next Sunday when I do the next True Crime Sunday. Yeah, I know Kendra, I know you subscribe. I think Tamika subscribed over there, and so did Moochie as well. I saw their names pop up.
Yeah, I think I'm at like probably like 80 over there. But yeah, I mean, I'll start doing, because I didn't have any issues with ABC.
Yeah, it ended up playing pretty smoothly when you went over there after what happened on here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out. It's just all
okay, I'm gonna still at the Patreon. The Patreon is not going nowhere. That my videos that I do, as far as like the videos, that's still gonna go up over there. It's just that I won't be doing the True Crime Sunday lives over there. So I basically got rid of that tier and just still have the other two. So a lot of people probably was under the impression like, oh, I was deleting the Patreon. No, I'm not deleting the Patreon. I'm just not doing the lives over there. At least the lives under that platform anyway. That's just gonna be on Rumble. I need to check to see how many I have. How many people.
Well, I'm about to get off here, try to make a thumbnail, talk about some Bel Air. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to talk about Bel Air for maybe about an hour, and I gotta get on out of here. But thanks for watching. We out.
All right.